Number 9, Mike Grigas says, is it biblical to make abortion unavailable to others by law? Or is it better to support organizations like Mom's House, who help single moms with having a baby? Thanks for your ministry. I think this is a classic, why don't I do both situation. I don't know what Mom's House is, but let's just say they're helping single moms with having babies. I think that why on earth would you not do both? It's a total myth from the pro-choice side that pro-life people don't care about babies after they're born. Pro-life organizations do way more to help with women after a childbirth than any pro-choice organization does. Like way, way more by far. So this is just a total lie. It's what it is it's just like a way of attacking. Well, you're not doing enough after they're born. And you know, the pro life response is often, even if I did nothing, even if that was true, it doesn't change the fact that you can't just go and kill people, just because they're not born, right? And I had a conversation with somebody once about this, and I said, they're like, well, if you're not going to help them after they're born, then how can you say that, you can't have an abortion before? And I said, let's say that my neighbor's beating their children, and I know it, and I'm going to call the police, and I'm going to report them, and I'm like, we've got to stop this abuse from going on. But then the cop answers the phone and says, but Mike, are you going to adopt these children and care for them for the rest of your life? Because if you're not going to take care of them, then I'm not going to do anything to stop this abuse. Does that make sense? And I think for some people it does make sense. I think that there's a moral bankruptcy in the way they're thinking, but I think for some people that does make sense. Like if I was once I saw a girl, I was driving down the street and I saw a girl getting jumped by another girl, just bullied by her, right? Like she's just trying to get away, and this girl grabs her by the hair and she gets down and just starts beating the tar out of her. And I drove my car up real close to them and I started honking my horn just to stop this from happening. This wasn't even a fight. This was just a one-sided beatdown. And I didn't proceed to pay for that girl's education in her future. I didn't get her name even. I just stopped that moment of violence from happening. Did I do something wrong? Was I a hypocrite because I helped in a moment but didn't help after? This is a really weird way of thinking. It would cause us to basically never help anybody. And on the flip side, pro-life organizations do help all the time. So is it biblical to make abortion unavailable to others by law? Yes, it's biblical because God's instituted governments clearly from the teaching of Scripture that they're required to defend innocent life from death. This is one of the key features of government, is not letting murder happen. And abortion is murder by any realistic definition of the word. So yes, absolutely, that's a biblical mandate. God judges nations for not dealing with the innocent blood that is being spilled. And so that's a biblical mandate across the board. It's not just about the Old Testament law. It's about how God judges all nations. But can you also support organizations like Mom's House? Yes, why not? Why would I pick between them? Why not make a law that makes abortion illegal and help single mothers? Like, why on earth would I pick one and not do the other? Let me flip the tables on the pro-choice person here and say, you only care about kids after they're born. How on earth do you only care about them after they're born? What's wrong with you? How can you help mothers after their kids are born, but never before? You don't help the children before they're born. What's wrong with you? Do you get the idea? It's just a talking point.